What's up guys, Ryan here from Mud Gunner. Today I'm going to show you how to disassemble the VZ58. So I have a couple here. I have the Century Arms VZ2008, this is American made, and then I have the Checkpoint VZ58, this is made in the Czech Republic. So let me show you how to disassemble it, and I'll show you some slight differences between these two models. So I'm going to show you some quick differences between these two rifles. This is the Checkpoint, so this is the actual Czech Republic made gun. You notice your safety selector, you have fire and you have safe. So right now it's on fire, but on this one it's actually facing the other way. So you have fire, then you have safe, and then you have super safe. This is just a dead position, but it also works as a safety. And then as far as the trigger guard goes, you'll notice you have a trigger guard with your magazine release exposed, and then on the Century Arms version, you have your trigger guard, but then it kind of covers your magazine release, so it's not exposed. But those are two of the main differences between the Checkpoint and the Century Arms version. Also on this one, we do have a side rail. On the Checkpoint, we do not have a side rail. So those are some of the main differences aside from the furniture. But this is kind of more my tactical VZ58, and this is my plain Jane one. But yeah, I've shot these on the channel before, and it's been a couple years, but I'll have to bring them back out again. But let's get back into the disassembly video. So in order to take the gun apart, make sure it's empty. Got the magazine release right there. Make sure it's empty. Now you do have to let the hammer down or pull the trigger in order to take it apart. So again, we check that, make sure it's clear, pull the trigger in a safe direction. So now you have a dead trigger, and these are actually striker fire guns. But once that is done, you can press this pin right here and pull it out. It is captured, so it's not going to come all the way out. So once you have it out, you're going to push your bolt in and up, so it's going to go in and then lift straight up, and then this comes out the back. So you have your springs there, and then your bolt comes straight back, and you can lift it up out of the carrier. And there is your firing mechanism and your dust cover right here. You can do the same thing, push this pin. Once you do that, your fore end comes right off, much easier than an AK. And then your piston, you're going to press in. There's a spring in here, so you're going to press in and up and forward. And there's your piston rod. So now your actual gun is all apart as far as what you need to do to clean it. All that's left is your bolt carrier group. So this will move forward and back on the track. You have your striker back here. It's also captured. So when you pull it back, you're just going to twist it and it'll come out of place. So it's just on a little track right there, and then your bolt will actually come apart, and it's in two pieces, so you're going to push it back and down, and then this little piece will just pop right off. And that's the whole disassembly. You don't need to go any further than this to take it apart or clean it. So putting it back together, just line this back up in there, and it just sits right on top, and you're going to put it up into the bolt and slide it forward, and that's going to kind of hold it in place until you get your striker back in there. So you can hold that there. So now we're going to put our striker back together. There's a little tab right in there. It's kind of hard to show you guys, but basically you're going to line it up right here, so it doesn't have to go far in. You're going to start from the right and bring it down. So again, you don't need much. It's right there. So just about that far in, and it'll lock in place right here and go forward. And it won't come all the way out. Again, you're going to start from the right and turn it down. And that's all captured, so now your bolt assembly will not come apart. And once you have this back together, we can start getting our rifle back together. I'll start with the piston rod assembly. So just make sure you still have your spring on there. So go ahead and insert that right there, and you're going to push in and down into this track. That's your piston rod assembly. Your top cover just hooks right there, and once it's down, just push this pin in. Your bolt group, you're going to start from the back and push down and forward. You just have to make sure this piece is in the forward position, and this piece is in. So just make sure this is forward. And I'm going to do it sideways to show you guys, but just start from the back, push in, and then forward. And now it's on the track. And if you pull the trigger, this striker will go in the forward position. And now you just have to line your springs up in the back. So the big spring goes up top, and then the little spring goes in the striker right there. So I'm going to line this up. You're going to have to kind of line it up here, but you're going to push forward, and you have to line up both of these tabs inside the receiver. You're going to push down and forward as you do it. So right there I have them lined up, and once that's in, you're just going to push this in. So now the whole gun's back together. We'll function check it. Safety. Safety works. Forward. And that is how you disassemble and reassemble the VZ58. And yeah, we'll shoot this on the channel again for you. I did do a couple videos a few years ago, but it is definitely time for another one. So thank you guys for watching, and stay tuned for my next videos.